Dumela, Abusheni, R, and welcome back to African Xhosa ASMR. So, in today's video, I will be answering your questions about me. So I will be doing a Q&A. I asked you guys to ask me a couple of questions so that you can get to know me better, and I'll be answering those questions today. Hopefully you will enjoy watching this video. Masikaule. The questions are in my notebook, and I will be answering them from this notebook. And let me just open and start answering the questions. So the first question is, what is your name? Do you have any nicknames? Well, when I first started the channel, a lot of people were like, hey Xhosa, how are you doing, Xhosa? And I was like confused, why is everybody calling me Xhosa? And then I thought to myself, okay, because the name of my channel is African Xhosa, I'm African and people think my name is Xhosa, and I make ASMR videos. And I was like, okay, that's understandable. But if you thought my name was Xhosa, unfortunately my name is not Xhosa, and my name is Siviwe, which stands for Siviwe Isicelo Sethu Yinkosi. And what that means in English is that our prayers have been answered by the Lord. Siviwe, that is my name. It's a name that's normally given to boys, but I'm a girl and I have that name and I really love my name. So yeah, and my nickname, of course I do have a nickname. A nickname is called Sive. You can call me Sive. My friends and family call me Sive, so you can call me Sive if you'd like. The second question is, what is your zodiac sign? I was born on the 19th of February, so I'm a Pisces. Yeah. The third question is, how many languages do you speak? In my country, South Africa, I can speak 4 languages. And outside of South Africa, I can speak 1 language. And that's because I stayed in Japan for a couple of years, so I can also speak Japanese, but I'm not very fluent in Japanese simply because Nihongo totemo muzukashi. What that means is Japanese is very difficult. So yeah, but I understand a bit of Japanese for me to carry a conversation. The third question is, what are some of your favorite words in the languages you speak? Well, in Xhosa, my favorite words are abelungu abandazi ukuba ndiyaxoka. What that means is that in times like these, we are stronger when we fight together than when we try to fight apart. And it actually spreads, the spirit of togetherness, and I really love that. And that was also a saying that was used by Trevor Noah. Trevor Noah is Xhosa. So Trevor Noah used it in his speech at the Oscars in 2019 last year, and those are such beautiful words. Abelungu abandazi ukuba ndiyaxoka, which means in times like this we're stronger if we fight together than when we try to fight apart. And in Japanese, my favorite saying is hajime mashite, which means nice to meet you. When I firstly arrived in Japan and throughout my stay in Japan, everybody was always saying hajime mashite, which are actually very beautiful words meaning nice to meet you, and those are my favorite Japanese words. Nice to meet you, hajime mashite. So yeah. And the fourth question is, what is your favorite trigger? What was your favorite thing to learn about in school? when did you begin learning to speak English? I will start with the last part. I have actually covered this on my video about misconceptions about Africa. In Africa, more especially in South Africa, if I may put it that way, we learn at school using English. So we are taught in English, but we are also given a chance to do two languages. English is compulsory to everybody, so you can choose whichever other language that you want to learn at school. You can choose to do English and your home language, or English and Afrikaans, depending on what you want to do. So English is compulsory to everybody, so I started learning to speak English when I started school, I guess. But I normally use it when I'm at school, but when I'm at home and out and about, I don't really use it because I use my home language. So yeah. And what's your favorite trigger? My favorite trigger to do is I don't know if it's a trigger, but I like doing interesting facts, educational videos. So I don't know if those are triggers, but I really love those because they stimulate your mind. And my favorite trigger to actually listen to by other ASMR artists is mic scratching, with the fluffy thing on top. I just love the sound the mic does when it scratches. So yeah. What was my favorite thing to learn about in school? Like my favorite subject or my favorite topic. If you're asking me about my favorite subject, I really enjoyed physical sciences, and my favorite topic in physical sciences were actually the laws of physics. I was fascinated by learning, about them, and it is amazing how something so simple can be so complex. You know what I mean? To make a practical example, Newton's third law, which simply states that for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, which is pretty simple. What that means is that, for example, if you're swimming, the water is pushing you forward. Why? Because you're pushing it backwards, and that actually promotes you to move forward, because if you're pushing it backwards, it is going to push you forward, and then that's how you get to swim. Another example, if a bird is flying, its wings are pushing the wind down, and the wings are being pushed up by the wind, and then the bird gets to fly. Last example, if you're getting off a boat, right, you are trying to push the boat backwards, and then you lean forward, so the boat is pushing you forward and you are pushing it backwards as you're getting off. Those are pretty simple examples, right? But then it got complicated when it came to the apple. When Newton was sitting under that apple tree, then he saw that apple falling. He was like, why is the ground not catching the apple? Because the apple is falling on the ground, right? So for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And that made me curious as well, like, why is the ground not catching the apple? Why is it when I fall, I trip and fall on the ground, but the ground is not catching me? Why are those things happening to me? Like, why? But then I had to go back to Newton's second law. Like, Newton's second law simply states that force is equal to mass times acceleration. So acceleration is inversely proportional to the mass of the subject or object that you're working with. So an apple is very light. I'm also very light. So when I fall, or the apple falls from a tree, obviously it will have a larger acceleration because of the light weight relative to the ground. Oh my god, I'm sorry about the chickens. There's nothing I can do about it. What was I saying? On the other hand, I'm very light, right? So when I fall in the ground, or when the apple falls on the ground, it will have a larger acceleration. But on the other hand, the ground is very heavy, and because the ground is very heavy, its mass is going to be huge. It's going to be large. No one can lift up the ground, right? So it's going to be extremely heavy, and because it is extremely heavy, its acceleration is going to be negligible. So you're not going to see the ground moving to come catch you. But does it happen though? That's a big question. Does it happen? So that was what was interesting about the laws of physics. And on top of that, then Albert Einstein came along. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna challenge Newton's, laws of gravity. Let me just talk about the fabric of space-time. And I was like, interesting, interesting. So just tell me more. Just tell me more about general relativity, Mr. Einstein. And I think I'm getting too invested in this question. But to answer your question, I really enjoyed physical sciences, and I loved learning about, laws of physics and all those sorts of things, because I found it very interesting and intriguing. So yeah. And the next question is question number 5. Where is it? Do you have any favorite shows, books, movies, and games? In terms of shows internationally, I love watching 911, Magnum PI, Hawaii 5 Law and Order, and my favorite comedies, Blackish, as well as Young Sheldon, because I was a huge Big Bang Theory fan, and Young Sheldon is also entertaining. So yeah. But locally, I enjoy watching talk shows like Daily Theatre, Umphakathi, Sfunukwazi. I used to enjoy watching The Real Talk with Anele, as well as Trending SA with Pabi Muloi, the one with the. But I don't know what happened to those two shows. I was a huge fan of them as well. So yeah, books. I don't think I have a favorite book. I do read books, but I don't think that, like, oh my god, I'm so obsessed with this book. But a book that I found to be very interesting was Animal Farm. I read that book and I was like, it taught me a lot about the world, how it works, and all those things. It was very educational to me. So I found it interesting to read, but I wouldn't say it is my favorite book. And a book that I would really love to read, but I'm not able to afford to buy it, is Becoming by Michelle Obama. I think it would be a great book to read. Yeah, if someone could buy it for me for my birthday, that would be great. So yeah, a favorite movie. I really enjoyed watching Legally Blonde, starring Reese Witherspoon. It was a great movie. I like it. It's amazing. Favorite games. A lot of people have been asking if I play any video games and all that. The last time I played a video game was when I was 9 or 10 years old, and I played Mario and had to save a princess or a queen or something like that. But after that, I never really played any video games, but I did play indigenous games as well, and I still do play them from time to time, but not as much. And my favorite is Murabaraba, which is a township version of chess, but not quite. You know what I mean? So yeah, chess is more complicated than Murabaraba. Murabaraba is a bit easy. And the next question is, how did you find out about ASMR? Do you have a normal job? Well, I found out about ASMR because I watched this guy called Reaction Time. I'm not sure if you know him, but he makes reaction videos. His name is Tall Fishman, and he makes reaction videos. He reacts to viral trends and all sorts of things. And one time he was reacting to ASMR, and he was reacting to ASMR darling, and I was like, what is going on? Like, what's going on? I was like so confused. And then I looked up ASMR Darling and I watched some of her videos, and then I looked up ASMR and then I found out what it is. So that's how I got to find out about ASMR. And what made me do it is because when I was in Japan, a lot of people, like coming from other countries as well as Japan, whenever I was on the phone, like talking to my parents or something like that, they would come to me and be like listen to my conversation. Like I'm like, what is going on? What are you doing? They're like, oh my goodness, this language is so interesting. I would listen to you talking all day. Like it's interesting. And I was like, okay. They were like okay, cool. And I was like, okay, if people like the language, maybe then I can make videos about it, like teaching them my language and all that stuff. But then I was like, but how do I do it? I was like, ooh, maybe let me just do it in a relaxing like way, like that thing that Tall Fishman was reacting to. So maybe let me just make it ASMR, you know what I mean? But I had one problem. I didn't have a microphone. So I was like, how am I gonna do it without a microphone? But then like last year I watched a video like how to start a YouTube channel, and then the person was like, you should start with what you have. You don't need fancy equipment. You can grow from what you have. Just make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. And I decided to just do it with what I have and enjoy what I'm doing. So yeah, that's it. And do you have a normal job? I went to Japan for my studies. So after graduating and getting my degree here in South Africa, I applied for a master's scholarship in Japan because Japan is more advanced in terms of science and technology, and I'm a scientist. So I was like, you know what? Let me apply for a bursary to go study in Japan. And the Japanese government gave me a bursary to study over there, and I pursued my master's in environmental science and technology, environmental health, and I was majoring in environmental science and technology. And I also got like an internship to work as a junior environmental scientist in Japan for a Japanese environmental research company, and that was great. But it was a non-paying internship, and I did not care. I was like, I just want to advance my skills and knowledge, and I don't care about the money because that is priceless to me. And the company was amazing to me, and yeah, that's what happened. And then I came back late last year to South Africa, and I have been applying for jobs. I was applying even when I was still in Japan, so that when I come back at least I have something. I've been applying for like the longest time, but unfortunately there hasn't been any luck. But I trust in God's perfect timing. His timing is perfect, so it will all happen in all due time. So yeah. But what do I do now? I actually clean public restrooms as well as sell fruit on the side of the road so that I can get like some cash for me to send in like mails for applying for jobs, as well as to buy data so that I can go online and apply over there and update my documents in the databases that I'm part of. So that's actually what I'm currently doing right now. So yeah, kubi kunzima, shame, but Thixo uzalenza icebo, he always does. The next question is number 9. Number 9 is, what is your favorite color? These can be up to 2 favorite colors or even up to 3 colors. Well, I'm glad that you gave me up to 3 colors because I have 2 favorite colors. My favorite colors are pure black and pure white. I love those 2 colors. Like when I'm wearing them, I just feel like a different person. I just feel amazing when I'm wearing black or like white, pure black or pure white. Those colors absolutely amazing to me. I love wearing them. Everything awesome. Those are my 2 favorite colors. The next question is, what is your favorite fruit? Do you do any art forms? Your favorite hairstyle? My favorite fruit, I love all kinds of stone fruit, like drupes as they call them. I like peach, plum, apricot, mangoes, all those kinds of fruits. They are my favorite. But my least favorite, like apples, like I do not like apple, and I don't like avocados either. Like I'm not into avocados. So yeah. Any art forms, I cannot sing to save my life. I'm terrible when it comes to singing. Like, it's horrible. I mean, I sound like what do you call it? Like, I sound like a goat when it comes to singing. So I know that I cannot sing, and people have been asking, "Oh, Xhosa SMI, can you please do a singing video, singing Xhosa songs?" I can't sing, so I can't make those. Like, I can't make such a video because I know I can't sing. So I'm sorry, I can't make that video because I cannot sing. Favorite hairstyle, I like a top knot. It's always my go-to hairstyle. Easy, simple, like it. Um, the next question. Are you in a relationship? Yes, I am in a relationship with me, myself, and I. The next question. Are you a fan of Amifagu? Because you sure look like her. You're actually the fourth person to tell me this. I did not know Amifagu, but after the second time someone said I look like her, I decided to look her up, and I went on her Instagram, and she makes great music as well. I was like, she's amazing. She's a great voice. She's like the total opposite of me when it comes to singing. Can she please give me her voice because she sounds amazing? I love her, and it would be a great honor to look like her. So thank you. The next question is do you have any animal friends, and could we meet them? What activities bring you joy in life? Animal friends, the last time we had a pet, it was like 2 years ago. We got him as a puppy a long time ago as a family. So he was a family dog, and then we named him Puppy because we got him as a puppy. And then he died 2 years ago because of old age. And after him, we never, got a new pet. What activities bring you joy in life? I I like anything that's outdoorsy and anything that's, like physical, like fitness, all those kind of things. I like such things. So to make an example, I like rock climbing, mountain biking, and when I was overseas, I really, really, really enjoyed skiing, snowboarding, as well as ice skating. I was like always in the snow, in the ice. I loved that. It was amazing. The next question is where is it? Number 14. Where is your favorite place you have visited, and where is your dream destination to visit? Uh, I have the nicest place I've visited. I grew up watching Disney shows, so I always wanted to go to Disneyland, and I got an opportunity to do that, and I had so much fun. It was amazing, and I thought it was the happiest place I've ever been to, except that I also got to go to Universal Studios, and I ended up having more fun at Universal Studios than I did when I went to Disneyland. So my favorite place is absolutely Universal Studios, and a destination that I would love to visit. I would love to go to the Bahamas. Where else in the world would you like to live? I would absolutely love to live in Canada. I grew up wanting, to visit two places. I wanted to visit Japan, Tokyo, as well as Canada, Ottawa. I have no idea why. I was just like fascinated by these two places, and I got to leave the Japan dream, and it was absolutely amazing. Had lots of fun, and it was the greatest experience of my life. And I also have a soft spot for Canada, particularly Ottawa. I have no idea why, but I just love it. So I would love to live in Canada, but I don't have plans, or I would not love to leave my country forever. I would love to go like in a different place for like a couple of years and come back home because, honey, there is no place like home. The next question is how old are you? Do you have any social media handles? I just feel uncomfortable or weird about, disclosing my age. I don't know why, But all I can say is that I am between the ages of 23 and 27. You take a wild guess. Just go in between 23 and 27. Just guess how old I am. And yeah. Social media handles. Well, I do not have, nor do I plan on getting a Twitter account. Twitter is not for people like me. I'm way too weak for that. On the other hand, I do have Instagram, and my Instagram handle is sive_m. The next question is, which ASMR channel do you enjoy watching? Um, I like watching a lot of different ASMR artists. If I were to choose one that I could possibly listen to for the rest of my life, I would definitely go for Tina ASMR. She just does it for me. I like her content and I enjoy watching her. And the next question is, who would you collab with? What would you say to your younger self about anything? And what would your younger self think of you? Well, I would like to collab with anybody who would be willing to collab with me. Anybody. It would be great to collab with them. And my younger self would actually be heartbroken, to be honest with you. And the reason why she would be heartbroken is because none of the things or the dreams I had as a child have actually come true yet. So she would be, devastated and heartbroken because of that. But she would also be very, very proud of me because I have put in effort. I am trying my best. So she would be proud of the fact that I keep pushing and I keep going. And what would you say to your younger self about anything? I would say that be brave and trust yourself, more especially trust in the Lord. His ways are always the way to go. Always remember Proverbs chapter 4 verse 11, which simply states that I will guide you in a way of wisdom, I will lead you on straight paths. And just know that the Lord meant it when he said that, and he will do it for you. Just wait upon him. I know it is difficult, I know it is hard, but he will make a way. Just trust in him. So yeah, I don't know. The next question is number 19, right? What was your dream job as a child? As a child, I wanted to be two things. I wanted to be a scientist and I wanted to be a fashion model. And I know these are two totally different things, but I just wanted to be both these things, a model and a scientist. So, yeah. The next question is, what do you love about yourself? In terms of features, I love my big, beautiful, like strong eyes. When I look at you, I look at you, and my eyes can say more than I do. Like by me just looking at you, you completely like understand what I'm saying without me having to say anything. And character wise, I love the fact that I don't let my background or where I come from dictate who I'm going to be. In the future, a lot of people don't make it where I come from. And as a matter of fact, a lot of youth just give up without even trying because they're like, what's the point of even trying? Because people don't make it here. So why would I even bother trying? And I think that is just sad. And I thank God that I don't let that bring me down. I keep pushing regardless, and I keep planting those seeds with the hope that one day something is going to germinate. And the next question is, what are some of your favorite music artists from your country? Well, I have two favorite artists from my country. I love two people. I love Kayam Tetwa and I love Amanda Black. I love Kayam Tetwa and Amanda Black because they are so unique and so different, and they're being true to themselves. And when they're singing, you can actually feel the emotion and you can just connect. They connect with the music and you get what they're saying when they're singing. And actually speaks to you, you know, it actually touches your soul. They are authentic to their true selves, and I just love that about them, and I love their music. It was actually my first time to actually buy an album and listen to each and every single song. When I was listening to Kayam Teto's like latest album, every song I connected with, every song was absolutely amazing, and every song was like yes, 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 yes. And I think that it was absolutely beautiful, and I loved his album. And Amanda Black, oh my goodness, she's a, you know, a closer girl from the Eastern Cape who grew up with dreams and aspirations of one day being a big, you know, artist. And people are like, "I boom, girl, you in the Eastern Cape? What are the odds? You know, like, how's that going to happen with you being in the Eastern Cape? You know, girl, please." But she did not like let that bring her down. She was like, you know what, I'm gonna follow my dreams and I am going to be a big artist. And guess what, she followed her dreams and now she is a big artist, and she's such an inspiration to me to follow my dreams as well. So I love Amanda Black, and on top of that, her voice, magical. Love her. um yeah, like, which question did I miss? Okay, that is it, you guys, for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and hopefully I answered your question. And if I didn't, there's always a next time. With all that being said, I hope you will sleep tight and you will sleep well. Nilale kakuhle, niphuphe kakuhle, sleep tight, and sweet dreams. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.